Hello, scholars. So we are finally finished with, let me grab it, this book. We are reading and finishing up this book this week. So this module goes over the last two parts, parts 5 and 6. And in these parts, we see the Chicano movement continue to grow beyond protests into broader effort to reshape education, politics, culture, and community life. And activists were not only responding to discrimination, they're also building something new identities, new institutions, and new forms of empowerment. So here are our learning objectives for this module. So let's briefly cover what's kind of covered throughout the book and especially in the last two parts. So one major theme in these chapters is education, right? Chicano students and activists understood that schools were places where inequality could be reproduced, but also places where change could begin. And they pushed for bilingual education, Chicano studies, also known as Hispanic heritage in the American Southwest, fair treatment and curriculum that reflected their history and their culture. Another key theme is identity. And the movement helped transform the meaning of the word Chicano, turning it into a source of pride and political consciousness. And we've talked about that. We've made those connections over the last couple of weeks. And that shift mattered because it challenged the pressure to assimilate and instead emphasize community, heritage, and also resistance. These chapters also highlight political and community organizing. Activists work to create greater representation, improve conditions in barrios, and challenge inequality in housing, policing, and employment. And this reminds us that social movements, they're not built only through famous marches and speeches, but also through really grassroots work in local communities. And that's what we're seeing here, right? This activism, this Chicano, this identity, this culture, what does that mean? It's like taking pride in who you are. Finally, parts 5 and 6 encourage us to think about legacy. What comes next? And the Chicano movement leaves this lasting mark on the Southwest and also really on the nation as a whole. Its influence can still be seen in education, policies, arts, and activism today. Drive around Phoenix. You will see Chicano art, you'll see Mexican art, you will see indigenous and Mexican art blended together, that blending of these cultures. You'll see that in murals all over this city and really all over the Southwest, but especially here in Phoenix. Also, we have student organizations. MECHA is one of those that is on this campus. And if you are not involved in MECHA, please be involved. It's a great organization. You've read about it in this book. We've talked about it a little bit. But these are things, that's activism that is still present today. So as you work through this module, think about how movement connected identity, history, and action, and why those connections still matter. And don't forget to come down here. I don't have them uploaded just yet, but don't forget to come down here. This week is really easy. You have discussion. You don't have to respond to anyone else in the discussion. It's just your thoughts about the book and some other questions I'm going to ask you. And then a 10-question quiz over the last two parts of the book. That's all that you have this week.